Hello Little Blues crew, Ron here, and we're gonna do something a little bit fun in the house with some cats. My daughter had a birthday, and what better way to celebrate than build her a little cat ramp thing on the wall. You guys have probably seen those. So let's meet the little monsters that this is for. We have Florine here, who is kind of the princess, I guess. We have Junie, who is definitely the most energetic, crazy cat of them all. And we have Andy, which Caitlin is holding. And Caitlin's going to be my lovely assistant today.
Happy birthday, Emmy.
And Andy is... She's not
a little brain dead.
She's not going to be on the thing.
No, she's not allowed up there, and she won't try.
But that's okay. So these three cats are going to have an awesome new little play experience in the house. So this is the wall that we'll be using. It's a nice vaulted wall. We're not going to get way up there. We don't want our little babies falling down. But we do have a cat tree here. And this is kind of where we're going to be starting, and we're going to move across the wall. And Emily's got a little workstation here. So up in the corner, up in here, we're going to have a landing spot, put a cat bed. But on the wall, we're going to have a couple fun features. We're going to put a box in there, and of course the walkway, we're going to probably have one going up, one going down. We'll do some fun things, and yeah, let's go show you the materials that we'll be using. All right, so what we decided to use is we're gonna incorporate a milk carton. We'll show you what we're gonna do there, but basically make a fun little spot in the middle of the wall. I bought a glued up piece of aspen for the corner. This is, we'll cut it down a little bit to fit that corner, but the bed will go in there. Of course, we got our brackets for the 1x10, and we chose pine boards. We went with 1x10. It doesn't really matter with the grade. We're gonna put some really amazing carpeting on it that we found. But yeah, so 1x10 is actually 9 1/4 wide. We just felt like that would be the best width. The carpeting we found as a remnant, and look at that sexy pattern. That is gonna be amazing. The cats are gonna be like Disco City here. Go to your Home Depot, Menards, whatever, find the remnants. It's way cheaper. And then one other thing, I guess we're gonna attempt. We're gonna take a 2x4, and I'm gonna put a spacer, and we will put carpeting on this, and maybe we'll get them to do the little run up to the shelf. We'll see how it goes. But that's kind of the game plan. We'll show you as we kind of go along here. Let's have some fun. We're gonna put the anchor landing spot in the corner first, and then put the track to it. So we want this corner to be over the gaming center / work desk of Emily. So I'm going to, I guess, take a measurement. I think we're 30 something inches from the corner. Looks like just under 33 inches. So I'm gonna cut that aspen board down, put 2 shelf brackets, and that'll be our anchor point on this corner. So we'll cut the platform down. I'm gonna go 32 1/2 inches for my mark. And I got my square, which isn't quite long enough, but that's okay. That will get us going. It's very key that you put the pencil behind the ear. We've got a stud right by the window, and in the corner, we're gonna put the bracket just a little lower, I think.
I mean, 2 studs right by the window.
Right about right here, we're gonna go. All right, we're ready to put the shelf up. We're gonna attach the shelf. Caitlin said we're not carpeting this piece. It is a nice smooth edge glued piece. We have some nice beautiful wood ceilings, so why not add a little wood to this? We are gonna carpet the other runs, but this we're gonna leave au naturel. I think that's French. Okay, we got our landing spot. We can start doing our little runways.
Oh, sorry.
Take 25. In our wisdom, we decided let's put the other component, that 2x4 that we're gonna carpet for a climbing pole. Let's get that in place, and then we can do the runways on each side of that. That makes sense. So we're thinking we got a stud right here. We're gonna probably wanna go a little higher than that shelf to give them a little spot to jump off of. And we're gonna go about 5.5 feet down here. So I'm gonna cut a 2x4, 5.5 feet. We'll put it 1.5 inches out on each, or on the side so they can kind of wrap their little claws around it. And Caitlin is gonna get that carpeted. So that's the next project. I'm gonna lay out the spacer blocks. I'm gonna put one up here, one down here. So I'm gonna mark top one. Let's go here. The bottom will go there. Okay, we'll get those installed.
Hi. So for this part of it, we're going to be taking the carpeting that we got, the very sexy carpeting, and we're going to measure per board rather than have everything pre-cut. So we've got the longest piece we have here. We want it fully encased. So we're going to start by measuring it, kind of how you would measure wrapping paper when you're wrapping a gift. We know we need this much overhang, and then we're going to flip, and then we know we can cut right off here and we have enough overhang for us to be able to fully encase it. And we'll get a nice clean edge stapling, and we'll have these little ends folded nice and neat so there's no exposed wood for the girls. In case it doesn't come through in the video, Ron is the most stressed I've ever seen him while I do this. Is it fine if I cut the plastic a little?
You can cut the plastic table, just not my flooring. I'm sweating on the board right now.
He's so stressed. And look how perfect that is. Perfect length. So we'll staple it right down a lot tighter around this bit and a lot closer together. And then we'll clean up the ends and tuck those in.
All right, time to install our cat pole. We've got our blocks. I'm just going to use a 3-inch screw and install. There we go. It's time to put some brackets on the wall and start building our cat run from right to left. We've got our pieces in the corner, the wonderful pole. So I'm going to, from this point, put my first shelf bracket. We're gonna want it a little bit higher right here so the cats can jump. And then I'll put the other one so we can level it. Okay, and we're going with a lighter weight bracket. It's just gonna hold that board up. These cats aren't that big. All right, so we decided to go the next stud over to put our bracket. And then I've got my level to make sure we're level. And the board will stick over a little more than that. So just the bracket itself we'll probably have about a 6-inch overhang on this one. All right, you're happy with that? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now we'll cut our board, carpet it. I will sweat as we cut the carpeting because that just stresses me out.
Okay, so for our runway boards, we've got about, what did we do, 34 inches for our big first piece, and we want this fully encased, so top and bottom in carpeting, and we want it to look a little bit cleaner. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna staple right against the edge of this cut side. And since we're gonna staple this edge, we're gonna cut right along here and then staple both sides. This exposed side will go against the wall, and that way we'll have a clean edge all the way around, and we'll just have to do some cleaning up on the ends.
All right, Caitlin did a beautiful job of wrapping the board. Again, we left this edge. It'll go against the wall. And I guess, Caitlin, the main thing would be, do we want to, get precise? So we were about 8 inches on this side. And does that look reasonable?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Got my little screws. Got the right bit this time. We're winning. All right, I'll put a couple back there and we will continue the adventure on. Our next element we want to put in the wall is going to be this egg crate thing. And Caitlin said she'd like a little window. So I'm gonna screw it onto the wall, and we're gonna take this little jigsaw and cut out kind of this grid right here so they'll have a little window and can peek out into the world. We are ready for our little cat box here, kind of a fun component. I'm gonna put 2 screws in here on the wall, and that should be plenty, as long as Caitlin and Em don't feed their cats too much stuff, right? Okay. So I need to center this. We're happy with that height then? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I could jump in there. We've got the box up. The plan is going to be another platform up here. We'll put a lower platform here. And then we'll finally have another platform here to get to our spot. So 3 more platforms and we'll have our first little part of the wall done. All right, we're gonna do the old test with Junie here.
That's about what I expected.
She loves it. All right, now she's thinking. All right, cat subject number 2, Florine.
Put some treats up there.
Yeah.
She loves it too. Well, the cats have had a little bit of time to get used to it. Junie here is really loving it. Let's see if we can get her to do a little demonstration here. All the way over on the platform and back, girl. Come on, you got it. You got it. And Florine is taking it a little bit slower, but I think overall we had a nice successful project and something we can even add on to later.